Good morning, welcome. Thank you. Sorry about that. Welcome to another round of A.B.C.D. We are up to. Oh, here comes the donuts. Dun, 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 dun. Shkoyach. Okay, we're up to the 10th advantage, the 10th and final advantage. So maybe this will be the last time you have to hear from me. But the 10th advantage that an alchemist has, that a Baal Bitachon has over an alchemist. He writes, Shabala kimika im yavada in yanoi tiasi bas maisei. All right? We've talked a lot in the past about, not being able to trust people, living a very lonely life. But here, the final nail in the coffin is that if anyone really does find out, like a witch, to the stakes, this guy's going to be to be killed. It's very interesting because it's counterfeiting the truth, right? They're turning regular metals into gold and silver. I actually looked it up, and if you want to know it's like a legit thing, alchemy. Like they really tried to do this back in the day. It actually has a word for it. It's spelled Chrysopoeia, chrysopoeia, or something like that. I'm not really sure. I did a little bit more research into it actually, and if there's any Harry Potter fans, they actually used the Philosopher's Stone to actually do this trick. It wasn't just an elixir of life, but it was believed to be part of the process of changing silver to gold, metal to silver, etc. And just like he who must not be named, we didn't want him to have that stone. We don't really want anyone to have that stone. So if anyone finds out that we're doing some alchemy over here, it's very dangerous for that person. Chazal explain, not Chazal, the Chovos Loaves explains in the beginning, right, that everyone has to trust in something. And if we don't rely on HaKadosh Baruch Hu allows us to be at the mercy or in the hands of the person or the thing that we trust, whether it's our strengths, our weaknesses. It really doesn't make a difference when it comes to if we want to be successful in life, right? There's a pasuk in Mishlei, which he quotes a pasuk after, but I saw it before, and I thought it's a pasuk, it's a beautiful pasuk. That's something that you want to put into like gold writing, hang it on your wall, something very simple and something very beautiful. It says, Berchas Hashem hi ta'ashir. It's the bracha of HaKadosh Baruch Hu that enriches a person. And Rashi writes something so pashut, so simple, yet so hard to live by. It's when you read the words I'm about to tell it to you, you're going to feel like, wow, it's really so simple. But yet so far at the same point, if we don't put our hearts and our brains to actually start feeling it. But Rashi writes on Berchas Hashem hi ta'ashir, ein tzarech lehisyagea la'ashir. It doesn't take toil or daiga or worry to become rich. And so something so simple. Kidai, dai like dayenu, enough. Kidai bebracha shehu mevarcha, because it's enough with the bracha that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is going to give you. Right? That's all you need. As we've mentioned a couple times and before, what comes first? Right? Your parnasa or the job, it's the parnasa comes first. It's not in your title. It's not what it says on your desk. It's all about the bracha that HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives you, and we know that from your zchusim, and that's what we try to work on through growing in bitachon, tefillah, chesed, etc., etc. But going back in here, a Baal Bitachon, B'Bitach Hashem, kasher yivada betchonu yigdal be'inei b'ris. If everyone finds out all of a sudden, oh my God, so and so has a lot of bitachon, he's not nervous that they're going to kill him. Rather, he's going to be honored. He's going to be looked up on. He's going to be considered a tzaddik. People are going to want to get close to him. And he writes, someone who has bitachon, someone who's close to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, he is going to be the one to fix the city, to cast away, to send away any bad gezeres, any bad decrees on the city. A schus for not just himself in his life, but everyone, his family, his city, all around. And he quotes a pasuk, v'tzadik yisod olam. A few pasukim after the pasuk we just said in Mishlei, it's tzadik yisod olam. The whole pasuk, it says, is kavor sufa ve'ein rasha. Just like a storm passes, there's no rasha, tzadik yisod olam. But tzadik's foundation lasts forever. The Gemara writes, just like a storm, right? Imagine you're in Florida, and you could be on the beach, and it's so nice, and you're drinking a pina colada, and you see, oh look, a little cloud comes by, and then all of a sudden, 2 seconds later, right, hurricane season, and all of a sudden everyone's holding on to their umbrellas, and they're saying, oh, we love it here. But just like weather could change in a moment, he says, a Russia's influence on this world, he could be very powerful, had a lot of money, but all of a sudden, just like a storm could come and go, his influence, the Russia's influence on the world could disappear as well in the blink of an eye. But a tzaddik, his influence on this world is not just the moment that he does a mitzvah or doesn't do an avera. It's an hour from then, it's to his kids, his grandkids, to the whole city. There's a story, one of the most amazing stories I've ever heard, and I think I say that a lot, but I heard a lot of amazing stories, I guess. It goes back to the time of the Arizal, and it really brings out the point of really we have to recognize how powerful our actions are, right? When it's very easy that when we do something right, we don't feel it so much, but when we do something wrong, it lasts for a long time. That shame, it lasts for a long time, and when you do something right, you're kind of like, oh, I'm supposed to do it. But to be able to focus in a little bit and really appreciate the power of all the things that we do and or don't do. There's a story with the Arizal. One day, he was giving his weekly shir, Parshas Truma, talking about the lechem apanim, talking about the bread. And one guy in the back, the Am Haaretz, is thinking to himself, you know what, this bread, it sounds special. You know what, I'm going to do it. And he goes back to his home, back to his wife, Bertha, or whatever her name is. And she goes, Bertha, I have an idea. You're going to make challah this week, and I'm going to put it in the Aron Kodesh for Hashem. Make one from everything spice, make one with the sweet sugar on top, and make one with za'atar. I'm putting it in the Aron Kodesh. And they're so excited, to, get close to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, bring their own lechem apanim, bring their own korban. And Bertha makes the chalas, and Friday morning before davening, he sneaks in, opens up the Aron Kodesh, puts the 3 chalas in, closes the door, says a little, prayer, and goes back home. Shabbos for Kabbalah Shabbos, Friday night, Shabbos day, Kiddush Club. They open up the Aron for laning, and guess what wasn't there? The 3 chalas. The guy is chalashing, he's so excited. Wow, Kadosh Baruch Hu, actually accepted my korban. He runs back home and he tells his wife, the chalas, they're gone. Hashem took it. Amazing. We're doing this every single week. And they do this the next week and the week after that for many, many weeks. And they are on cloud 9. Just, wow, Kadosh Baruch Hu really is accepting my chalas, my korban. And the mamish feel, really, really close. Until one Friday morning, he's putting in the chalas into the Aron Kodesh. And all of a sudden, the door opens from the Gabai's room, from the Shamash, and he walks in. What are you doing? He goes, but I'm putting my chalas in the Aron Kodesh. He goes, are you crazy? You don't put chalas in the Aron Kodesh. He goes, no. I've been doing this for weeks, and Hashem takes my chalas. The guy goes, really? I've been taking your chalas every week. They're delicious. What's the recipe? The guy is distraught. Can't believe what's been happening. Everything was a fake, a phony, a fraud. HaKadosh Baruch Hu was never taking it. And he goes back home, all depressed, tells his wife, horrible story. This shamish gets a message from the Arizal. Come to my office right away. And the guy comes over, and the Arizal says, sorry, but, gather your personal belongings, say goodbye to who you need to say goodbye to, do vidoy, psak min hashemayim yichayv misa. You're going to die by Shabbos. He goes, what did I do wrong? He goes, there was this guy who was putting, the reason there was a guy who was putting chalas into the Aron Kodesh, and you stopped that. And that, to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, was giving him the most nachas ruach that HaKadosh Baruch Hu ever experienced since the actual Beis HaMikdash. And you're the one who stopped that from happening? Chayiv Misa. What's the lesson of the story? Is that you think chalas in the Aron Kodesh is something like silly, worthless, nothing to it. But we don't recognize or realize the power of every single decision that we make. Even if you're trying to do something right, you're trying to not do something wrong. You push it off for 5 minutes, you push it off for 10 minutes, an hour, a day, whatever it is. We have to take the moment and realize the power that everything we do or don't do has. Just like the chalas in the Aron Kodesh, we have no idea the nachas ruach that we give to HaKadosh Baruch Hu every time we do something or don't do something. May we all be able to, feel a little bit more and grow in that that mindfulness of realizing that our power, our mitzvahs, our actions actually have everlasting effects, not just to us, our kids, grandkids, the whole city, the whole Klal Yisrael. Amen.